Hi, this is Dr. Deb Lano. How are you? I'm here today with my intern, Rose Ballou, and we are going to be talking about food and sex. And what we do know about food and sex is that it is imperative to have a healthy diet for good sex. So I'm going to turn it over to Rose, and she is going to tell you all about good health and good sex.
So me and Deb are both vegans, so we know a lot about how to eat healthy. That's what we're constantly doing every day. So right now we're going to talk about a bunch of different vegetables that are really good for you. One vegetable that's really good for you are green vegetables. Like anything green is usually really good for you. One is spinach. Spinach is great because it has a great source of magnesium in it, which according to researchers dilates blood vessels. Which helps with better flow of your blood, and which leads to better arousal. Another good thing would be broccoli, Brussels sprouts, kale, or bok choy. These are all really good because they have the sex nutrient folate in them, which helps to lower blood levels of harmful substance called homocysteine.
And homocysteine is your body's inflammation marker, okay? So we want to do everything that we possibly can so that homocysteine levels stay within normal range, because when homocysteine levels are high, we can be at a higher risk for things like cardiac problems, stroke, those types of things. So we want to make sure that we're eating a lot of those things. And you know, we all know that if someone has heart problems, they're going to have sex problems, okay? So they're going to have issues with erections, they're going to have issues with lubrication, so we want to make sure that, you know, we keep that in check.
It's definitely very important to know that your quality of diet and your quality of sex go hand in hand. So you got to know that when you're eating, it could like help or prevent good things happening in the bedroom. Another good thing for your for better sex would be unsweetened tea. Unsweetened tea is good because it has antioxidants in them, and that promotes blood flow. And blood flow is key to good sex.
Not only that, like when you think about all the teas that are out there, like a lot of them have like high fructose corn syrup in it, and all of this like fake sugar that clogs your whole system up. So we like to think of food in the sense of you are what you eat, okay? So think about like when you're putting really heavy carbohydrate things and really unhealthy things, lots of sugar into your system, you're going to become more sluggish, and obviously that doesn't, work with sex.
Other things that are good with fruits. So fruits like peaches, grapefruits, oranges, all of those have a really high amount of vitamin C in them. And vitamin C is good because it increases sperm count. So that's always good for you guys. Another good thing is watermelon. Watermelon is great because it has a chemical in it which converts into helpful amino acids, which boosts nitrous oxide, which has the same effect as Viagra in treating and possibly preventing erectile dysfunction.
And it's a good way to get your water.
Definitely.
Okay.
Another good thing would be seeds and nuts. Seeds and nuts are good because they create cholesterol, which your body uses for your sex hormones to work properly. More good things are beans and extra protein because they increase metabolism, as well as fish. Eating fish is good for those of you who like to eat fish because it has a lot of omega-3 fatty acids in it.
And if you don't eat fish, like we don't eat fish, you can get your omega-3s from other sources. You can get them from fish oil capsules, you can get them from fish oil gels. And also with regards to beans, beans are really good for you, and many beans are complete sources of protein. So, but we also know that in some people, beans cause gas, okay? So if you do decide to have beans, which beans are very good for you, and it's a great source of protein that's not going to weigh you down. But if you do, I wouldn't have them, a half an hour before you have sex, just because, you may end up with gas. And though some of you may actually like to have farting contests during sex, a lot of people don't, okay? So if you're smell sensitive or gas sensitive, you may want to eat your beans after your sexual experience so that it doesn't disturb the sexual experience.
Another good thing is oatmeal and grains. Grains are really good for you because they boost testosterone in your bloodstream. One thing that I really enjoy is that dark chocolate, which is something that I eat all the time. If you eat it with a lot of raw cacao in it, like 60% or more, it can actually release the same kind of effect that making out with someone would have. So it's really great.
So we talked about, and there's a couple things that need to be said here. Like, raw cacao is not your typical Hershey bar, okay? So that is really important to actually look at, to make sure that it says raw cacao. The other thing I also think that's really important that we were talking about a little while ago is that, people have a tendency to give people chocolate on like Valentine's Day or on a date or something. And with what Rose just said, it releases the same endorphins that are released during a makeout session or a sexual experience oftentimes. So if you give someone chocolate, common sense is going to dictate that those needs in them are already going to be met. They're going to be satisfied, so they may be less inclined to actually want to make out, okay, because that need's already satisfied because those endorphins are already being released. So I always say that the best place to take a date, okay, if you want to get a little, fresh with them, if you will, is to like a sushi bar, okay? Have foods that are high in zinc, that are, low in fat, okay, and that are going to be easier on the stomach.
Zinc is really good for your sex drive. Another good thing in moderation is wine. Wine stimulates your senses, so it's known to increase your enthusiasm, which is always great in the bedroom.
And that's a glass and a half, maybe 2, okay, and not downed all in 5 minutes either, okay? But moderate, a moderate amount of wine just to, let your body relax a little bit. It also has something called resveratrol in it, which is actually very healthy for you as a, kind of a superfood as well, antioxidant. So it's really good for you in that sense as well.
Definitely.
So, is that all you have with regards to your sex and food?
Extravagance.
Extravagance.
Well, one more thing that I wanted to say is that fruit juices make you juicy. I thought that was really great. Best choice is pineapple. So
pineapple also does something else interesting. It changes the taste of the sperm and the vaginal fluid. So if there is, an odor or if there's a taste that's really bitter, if your partner actually eats pure pineapple, that doesn't mean go get like the sugary pineapple, like 10% juice stuff that's out there, you can actually change the taste of the vaginal fluid. Orange juice, I think, does the same thing. It changes sort of that pH in it. So, yeah, so listen to what we've said, and you will have a better sex life. You will also be much healthier in the long run, which is, again, going to be more long-term good sex, long-term health, because we know that when you're healthier, you do have a better sex.
That's always fun.